Hello. You're probably wondering why I'm all the way over here. Well, as you can see, I'm not in my usual setting. I had to move. I had to move for a second. But see, here's the thing. I'm restricted to this area because of COVID. So I can't come within six feet of the computer, as I fear I might give the computer a virus. So we're going to be doing this stream here, even though I can't really control the computer from here. We're still going to do the stream here. I'm going to watch the scary videos from my phone and react to them accordingly. Ooh, this one's good. Uh-oh. Well, so much for that. The phone's dead. Alright, I'd like to thank my brother for helping me out with this one. Oh, there goes the camera. I think it just got unplugged. It did. Okay, there we go. We got it now. Alright, so. Let me start off again by saying that I got some good news and I got some bad news. The bad news, unfortunate. There is no upload from Nuke's Top 5. I know, I'm disappointed too. I won't be able to enjoy my favorite scare guy this weekend. But the good news is that we get a double dose of both Chills and King Frostmare. There's a video that King Frostmare did last week that I didn't watch, so we get to watch it tonight. And it just so happens... I'm so used to the camera being right there, and I just whoop. So, yeah, it's a. If you saw from my first video, this is a. I'm in a new setting tonight. I don't want to get into the reason why. Let's just say I'm kind of freaked out. So I'm out here tonight, which is okay. You have got to be shitting me. You've got to be shitting me. Camera again. My camera keeps knocking over, and for some reason it keeps disconnecting me from OBS. Just so many wires here. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can fix it here. Duct tape. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I'm on a kind of a wobbly table, so yeah, it's gonna happen that the camera might fall over. I'll just move it like over here. That's better. That way, if I bump the table again, it won't fall over. All right. So, 6 videos tonight. We're going to start with King Frostmare's scary videos that will scare even the brave, which he did last week. He did this last week, but it's one of the ones I didn't watch. But since there's no Nukes Top 5 this week, I can get caught up with it at least. Alright, so let's... I need to move this down here. There we go. Alright. Let's go ahead and get it going.
Hello guys, the following video was shared by a young man who stated that there have been reports of odd shadow sightings by several of his family members. Sometimes they see somebody standing in the corner of their house when nobody else should be in that room. There also have been reported bangs in the middle of the night that freak the family out ever so often. The house itself is built in a relatively rural area. And in another video, the uploader shows the outside of the house. A bricked fence is guarding the premises, so chances for an intruder in the middle of the night are slim, yet of course not impossible. The night in question, the son alerted his mother, because once again, he saw somebody walking around in the morning. Let's see what was going on there.
Saan ka nanggaling? Bumalik ka doon. Hindi ka namin kailangan dito.
Ayan o. Oh.
I see it moving.
Oh. Bumilis! Alis!
Sino ka man? Umalis ka!
Bumilis, Tami, bumilis. Nagtawag ka nga ng guard.
I'm already skeptical of this one because it's at a window with the shades closed. That could be just family members walking
One of
by.
the commentators states, if you look closely at the bottom of the shadow, you can literally see that it extends past the bottom of the window frame. So it's somebody walking in the house, not somebody walking outside.
Wait.
Could that be so? What exactly was walking, either outside or inside of the house?
That's outside.
The shape itself looks really inhumane, really thin and wispy. Wouldn't you agree? Maybe
I can't see any shadow
around after all.
I can't see any shadow beyond
definitely
underneath that window frame.
Wondering.
It's fake.
Now we want to analyze a video that was recorded by Juan Lastra, a truck driver from Argentina that was on a nightly trip with his rig to deliver some merchandise. Juan has mounted a dashcam to the window of his truck for security purposes, a common sight nowadays. After all, you never know if you might be involved in an accident or other incident that requires you to have some evidence on hand. The following night, this camera captured a really interesting incident, to say the least. He was on a regular route, and nothing strange had transpired during any of his prior nightly road trips. However, this was about to change. At the time of this recording, Juan noticed something on the road, but didn't really know what was going on. He decided to check the recording out after he had arrived home the following night. And then he saw this.
that's weird.
A black object is running across the road. It certainly does not look like an animal. And it just passes milliseconds before the truck would hit it. So what could this mysterious shape be? Juan states that he doesn't believe it to be a bug on the windshield, for example. After all, he can see a shadow on the road that was cast through the headlights. So, is it a paranormal entity?
Either that or someone really dumb decided to run across the road while a truck's coming.
What's our explanation here, guys? Another mysterious video, that's for sure. Next has been uploaded by Taryn Deffen, and she shared the following due to her rising concerns. Taryn states, "This thing has been making contact of some sort with 2 of my kids. It started out talking to the 2-year-old, and it keeps her up every night. She's usually laughing and talking with it. But one night we heard her telling it no and to go away, but it never went away. My son thought he heard me in the room talking to her, but I wasn't there. We were told to burn nettle salt and Palo Santo, so we did. But it kept going out and wouldn't stay lit. Every time we tried to light it, a song would come on by itself on the radio. It would play for 5 seconds and then turn off, and it kept doing that. It would stop until we tried to burn that stuff again. The song is silly, but it is All American Rejects, Move Along and Leave Me Alone. Those songs are not even on our playlist. Every night I see a ton of orbs. I counted over 25 in a 6 minutes time frame, and it looks like the 2-year-old can see the orbs as well, and she watches them fly by around the room. Do any of you have any advice for us? Let's take a look at Taryn's capture. A humanoid shape can be seen, standing next to the 2 crypts. The head is looking upwards, and that thing seems to be in mid-walk, crouched forward a bit. A Class A capture of this apparition for sure. Should this be a real image? What can you see here? If this isn't a hoax, of course, a person in some form of onesie. Could it be paranormal anomaly that likes to talk to the little children? I wonder if this thing is attached to anybody living in this house, or what caused this activity to unfold in the first place. The following videos were recorded by a user named DJ Kuna. On his account, he oftentimes shares comedic skits and stories. He also goes into personal anecdotes that he shares with the world. And it wouldn't appear that Kuna is doing these videos for any kind of recognition, or fame for that matter. In his latest videos, he shares renovation projects which he currently is working on. He gets hired for all kinds of jobs that revolve around fixing houses and such. On one of his latest gigs, he noticed that something was not quite right. He was renovating the house of a family in the US, and after a couple of days at the job, he had to document the events. He didn't tell anybody about it until he finally had proof that he could share. So, let's hear what he had to tell us.
Pues siempre pasa cuando estoy aquí solo, estoy solo en esta casa. Completamente solo, siempre que estoy solo, hay algo raro en este pasillo. Yo no lo entiendo.
I have no idea what's going on. I told several people about
y
this.
decidí grabar un TikTok.
Now I decided to start recording, to record stuff on TikTok. Where I work here, I can
Siempre
hear
que trabajo se
footsteps.
escuchan pasos. Entonces, cuando me meto acá, se escucha que alguien camina
I can
arriba.
clearly hear walking.
Y está pasando aquí arribita. Y está pasando arribita. Y no hay nada.
Isn't that really strange? This video got lots of attention. So in a follow-up, he shows his viewers some of the hidden rooms upstairs. Rooms that were hidden away, and which he finds unusual.
Acá hay una puerta que lleva... Uy, güey, no abre.
Another strange door leads up to
A una... máquina de calentón. Y aquí hay otra puerta chiquitita que da a un ático escondido. Sigo grabando para que vea la gente. Este es como que un cuarto escondido. No hay nada acá. No hay nada. Y acá hay un pasillo.
So, in the end, what do you think happened here? Is this house haunted?
Hard to say. I'm kind of 50-50 on this one.
Another mysterious encounter in my book. The following is a recording that was uploaded by Criselle Luna on her YouTube channel. She's a self-proclaimed paranormal researcher who is invested in the field of the unexplainable for over 5 years at this point. She's traveling around to explore the craziest corners for any inexplicable activity. In this video though, she was talking about her own apartment, which is said to be haunted. An elderly lady supposedly died in there many years ago. She fell sick to an illness that slowly got the better of her. The lady was found several days after passing away. What a creepy thought, isn't it? Luna is telling us about a recording that she was doing one night after she heard some really strange noises in her apartment. She had just returned home from work at the time, and she started recording shortly after.
Open the door and see. The window might be open. See if the window might be open. See anything, please tell me. I will turn the light now. I'll turn the light now.
De hecho, también aquí se escuchan mucho los ruidos de los departamentos contiguos, sobre todo el de arriba. La ventana está cerrada. Y esto que está pasando no es normal. De verdad me siento muy nerviosa. ¡Efi! Ay, otra vez.
As Criselle is walking through her apartment and still wonders about the origins of these noises, she also states that she felt cold spots all of a sudden, almost like a little breeze that is making it through her place. Unsettling, you might say. Only moments after, she captures something on her camera that could have been the reason for these unusual happenings. Take a good look now.
Efi, Efi, vámonos, vámonos. Pero quería compartirlo con ustedes.
Keeping an eye out.
Después,
Oh!
quiero hacer un video para traer uno de los especialistas, alguien que me acompañe para ver qué es lo que hay aquí. Estamos siempre expuestos a cargar con este tipo de energías. Estoy escuchando ruidos allá atrás.
Did you notice anything?
Efi.
Mm-hmm.
It would appear that an apparition is walking out of the room in the back, towards the left side of the apartment. I couldn't come up with any explanation as of what this could be. What do you think? I actually don't believe that this was another person that was hiding in there. Was it a paranormal event? The spirit of the deceased lady, perhaps?
I'm on to buy it. I'm on the thing that said it's real.
Another interesting event happened as Criselle was recording the intro for this video. There appeared to be a white mist on the right side of the screen. I thought at first it might have been caused by a candle or a humidifier.
That is weird.
But Criselle clarified later that no such thing was the case. So, what was it then?
Yeah, I say her place is haunted.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Alright, moving on, we got top 15s. Top 15 scary videos you can never unsee. Ooh. If you guys are enjoying the stream so far, make sure you leave a like. And if you're new here, subscribe as well. It'll help me out a lot.
Number 15, The Inferno. A wildfire in New South Wales, Australia. Already looks like one of the scariest things ever to be found in the forest. But watch the center of the inferno because in a few moments, this is going to look like nothing.
Oh!
Entire trees go up like candlesticks, and the fires plume upwards and outwards, lapping at firefighters'
Holy
heels as
crap.
they run. They only have approximately 10 seconds to get away before the spine, the cave of...
Yeah, as close to homeland down under. Indeed. Indeed. Alright, so I'm skipping the rest of that one because it's not paranormal related.
The brave, D-Menace and his friend Mark are exploring a cave that he swears to never return to after making one of the scariest videos on his entire Urbex channel. The cave exploration is difficult, but they are managing okay until they come through an oddly angled opening that nearly breaks Mark in two.
On your back? No. Go with your stomach. You can't understand how much demanding it.
He barely gets through, and now it's D-Menace's turn to suffer. At 11 minutes and 11 seconds, you can see how little room there is for his head. Already his face is pressed against the wall, and it's not getting any easier.
I'm so wide in my shoulders that I can actually go through here. Man.
He gets one arm free. Bear. Forest rangers in India are releasing a wild animal known as a sloth bear into the wild. What should be tearful moments of pride become one of the scariest things caught on camera I've seen in a while. The very final moments of the video are the scariest because caught on camera at 3 minutes and 38 seconds is a head practically as wide as your hips. Unseen are its 4-inch claws, which are longer than your finger. The team meant to scare it into the forest with loud banging noises, but ended up scaring it between 2 trucks instead. Catch in time. Number 12, mega scary haunted hospital exploration.
Finally, some
What was it
paranormal.
showing me? Writes a paranormal investigator named Brick Whimsy, who posted this video on the r/ghosts subreddit in January of 2021. He's exploring the surgery ward of a hospital wing when paranormal activity reveals something to him that he doesn't understand what to do with.
Oh, I've seen this one before.
This has been bothering him for some time, and now I'm creeped out as well. In my opinion, nothing else could have been moving the curtain besides a ghost, but what it was trying to show him in this empty corner is one of the strangest things we'll never know. Number 11, Japanese CCTV ghost. Strange and paranormal activity has been caught on surveillance cam in Japan. The ghost video's creepy because the figure mysteriously appears out of nowhere.
Oh,
and gets in the
yeah, I've never
taxi
seen
with
this
him,
one.
presumably to haunt his home. Maybe they're together, and she's smaller and walking in front of him, somewhere around here at 43 seconds, but I don't see her legs or her shadow, just his. So this was either special effects like I strongly suspect, or a real ghost sighting in Japan caught before everyone's eyes on CCTV. Number 10, Zoe fetches a ghost.
Yeah, I remember being 50-50 on that one.
Zoe is an extra sensitive pup that seems to have a nose for the paranormal.
I'm like afraid to look.
She has a problem with only one wall in one room.
The only explanation is it's a ghost. Like seriously, there's honestly no one here. kind of scary.
The only thing I see is a painting, so maybe Zoe, being a dog and all, thinks it's two real people, or maybe it's haunted, but that was on December 9th of 2011, and by August 16th of 2012, Zoe still hasn't gotten used to it.
What the heck?
Yeah, after all that time, I'd say it's time to either move someplace not haunted, or else tear down the wall and get the horrible discovery over with. Number 9, Eye of the Fiend.
Oh, show yourself.
Ooh.
An unknown creature peeks around the corner when asked to reveal itself to the camera. It kind of looks like a cat's eye, but weirder, and it comes up to the middle of the doorway, too tall to be a pet. So I guess if you think your house is haunted and decide to challenge the spirits, don't be surprised if they meet your challenge. Number 8, Haunted Rope of Nope. A paranormal investigation team called Afterlife Road caught this strange paranormal activity on camera while exploring the haunted Old Mill Museum in Dundee, Michigan. The historic building, built in 1848, now offers ghost hunting tours, where investigators are left alone to communicate with the spirit world as they please. But this team doesn't even need their paranormal infrared equipment to detect this blatantly strange activity.
You should get out from in there. I want to make sure that's allowed before we post this on, you know, going past the rope that just moved on its own.
I think this is paranormal because moments earlier they were sitting on a haunted bed as part of an experiment. They think about it and stop to get permission from the staff, not even thinking that they had failed to get permission from the ghost first, who obviously did not wish to grant it.
Moved on its own.
He is standing close to the rope, but doesn't seem to touch it at all, so I think this could be a real ghost video. Number 7, Ghost and Guard.
Wow. That was a good one.
A late night security team seems to be easing into paranormal small talk with an evil entity in the hall. He searches 3 different rooms and nothing happens until he returns to the exact same spot he first heard the noise.
It got foggy.
To his horror, the wailing stops and a tiny voice starts.
Stay.
The voice soon cuts off like a hand around someone's vocal cords. The hall grows silent and empty again. Number 6, Mysterious Creature Scares Explorer.
Dude, these are some good ones.
An unidentified creature is caught on camera, sticking out of a box by a man who is exploring an abandoned building to see what he could find inside.
It looks like a ferret.
The creature is small in size and rumored to be a chupacabra sighting, though upon closer inspection, depending on what country this is, I suspect this is most likely harmless and most likely a surprised monkey, not an unknown creature like they say.
Either a monkey or a ferret.
Number 5, Fear Factory. Something has haunted this abandoned factory place for some time, and tonight Chamos intends on figuring out once and for all what it really is. Unsafe factory conditions led this place to become shut down and abandoned, so the ghost of a former worker is most likely it. At 8 minutes and 9 seconds, after running some paranormal experiments with a ghost meter, the activity seems to pick up.
Que isso, cara?
And within 6 minutes, the paranormal activity is completely out of control.
What? Really? That's like the most generic fake that you can use.
This video is creepy, but it kind of has a forced feel to it, like
Yeah.
they didn't run fast enough or something. Also, if this really was the ghost of a factory worker who is around heavy equipment all day, then I don't think he would have such long hair, total safety hazard, and therefore more likely to be their friend in a wig.
Yeah, that's fake.
Number 4. Weird woods sighting scares man and dogs. A creepy paranormal video from the Nature, Food and Thrill channel reveals one of the scariest things ever found while exploring a notoriously haunted forest near their home. The closer he gets to it, the more upset his dogs become. I'm not saying this absolutely has to be a real ghost video, but it is kind of strange how the dogs only start acting up moments before he comes across a mysterious figure in the woods. Not aggressive barking either, more like anxious howling, like they're trying to get him to go back. Number 3.
I'm kind of split in the middle with that one.
The haunted bedroom. Strange spectral activity caught on CCTV has one family wondering if their young one's bedroom is haunted. At 23 seconds, the covers move, which I think is his foot, but his parents think could be this strange light that mysteriously disappears. Probably dust in my opinion, but a ghost in theirs. Number 2. Rush Hour.
Again, I'm torn on that one.
Purgatory. Here's a scary video that will test how fast you can observe your surroundings. Tell me if you see anything creepy.
A face looking at them from the back, from
A person
the seat.
trapped in traffic notices a man's spirit is apparently haunting the car in front. A face with 2 holes for eyes makes them shake the camera with fear. One theory about this video is that the owner put a spooky mask on the back of their seat to freak out every car behind them. Like I said,
that's possible. That is.
It only looks like they are shaking the camera at 11 seconds from being scared, so it might be a real ghost sighting video they've caught on the freeway of all haunted places, or just a mask. I'm not sure. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far,
another 50-50.
why not like this
like...
video and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. The 2020 Virginia Beach sighting.
Oh my.
In November of 2020, a strange, mysterious object was caught on camera over a house in Virginia Beach. A second strange light appears much smaller and much higher overhead, though this could be a plane. So what do you make of this weird, unexplained light? I noticed that its path seems to be moving away from Earth and not towards it, so I'm wondering if this is a NASA or SpaceX rocket launch entering orbit as opposed to a real takeover. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because
That was an interesting one to end the video on, though. That's for sure. All right, our second one from King Frostmare: scary videos that will keep you awake all night. Yeah, I've been disappointed by that promise in the past. I don't want that to happen again.
Hello guys, Layla Loves Locks is a young woman who mostly shares songs and choreographies on her profile. However, sometimes she uploads a different kind of video, something that is not related to her singing or dancing at all. She keeps a little video diary in which she documents about odd events that are unfolding in the home of her and her husband. After moving in, she swears that in the midst of night there have been really loud noises above them. And while giving a little room tour, Layla shares some of her thoughts with us as well. Turns out that the night before, when home alone and performing a dance, something appeared on the recording that shouldn't have been there, right behind Layla.
Hi guys, I'm just doing a quick update. So I just want to show you what's in that room, and maybe that'll make things a little bit easier. So this is where I filmed that video in front of this window, and then if you turn around, this is that room. And we do have a weird attic here that I've never been into. So this is my husband's gaming room, which is even weirder. And this space.
Hey, I resent that.
So here, just here, is where
This is my husband's gaming room, which is really weird.
the shape was. And even weirder, on top of my hairdressing trolley down here, I have this. It's not real, it's fake. I bought it as a placemat. I don't have the planchet to it. It's never been used. I don't know what to do with it. I just use it to mix.
Well, the fact that you have it in your house is just.
I'm mixing all of my colours on top of this. What do I do with it? Someone give me advice.
Many experts will
Get
tell
rid of
you
it.
that it is not a wise decision to keep a Ouija board in your house.
It
Especially
isn't.
if you're not storing it in a proper and safe place. Could it be that the activity might be related to this? Impossible to say at
course.
this point. Let's jump ahead a few days when Layla and her husband decide to check out that ominous attic.
Right, I covered the board with a black sheet. He's gonna go up there now.
I have this Ouija board, and ever since I got it, weird things have been happening. Is it related?
They notice something strange in the distance, behind one of the bars. Two glowing eyes appeared out of the darkness, but it doesn't look like a human pair. Maybe it was something completely different though. Could it be the same thing that she captured the night in question? Let's take a look. What's really interesting is that this shadow apparition leans in out of the computer room of her husband, and then within 1 second has just vanished into thin air. There's no apparent cut in the footage, so we have to ask us once more, could this be a paranormal incident, possibly related to the Ouija board, or something that remained in this apartment? If it is not special effects, it's definitely a mystery.
Get rid of that board. That's just.
User Phoenix783.
That's like just common sense
right there. He was hoping
there.
for some helpful answers, since his family wasn't really sure what their CCTV camera had captured one night. Phoenix states, "This tall, thin apparition appeared on the camera outside of our house last September. There's also a strange white line beside it on the hedge. This was at 3:15 a.m. and we live in the countryside, where there's barely anyone else living near us. This odd humanoid creature was seen on a motion detection camera outside our house. My dad sent me the picture of it today. It's really creepy. What is it?" Do you guys have an explanation for it? Maybe just something on the lens? Some think it might be an alien even. Or just somebody pranking the neighborhood, perhaps. Tonight we want to follow urban explorers and paranormal enthusiasts Vidok Mikol from Korea. He was traveling to an abandoned school building this night, and he was very interested in one of the training halls, which was located right next to this building. The house itself was built in the middle of a mountain. Many former students reported of a man and a woman that they casually saw walking in the hallways and then disappearing.
Yeah, exactly. Get rid of it.
It was an urban legend that students told to each other. Even nowadays, the building manager stated that he can hear inexplicable noises and voices out of the empty hallways and rooms. The manager warned our two explorers because in his opinion it is dangerous to go to this location alone at night. If he was talking about the ceiling falling down or evil ghosts, he did not specify, unfortunately. After making it into the building, it didn't take long for odd activity to unfold.
자, 통신 끝. 식당도 있고 여러분들 여기는 소리야. 누구 있어요?
It's a hula hoop! Run!
Strange to say the least, right? He makes it into a medical room where students could seek treatment in the past. Mikol believes that somebody was using these beds just moments ago, which would be really odd.
분명히 사람이 있었을 것 같은 느낌이야. 온기는 없어. 온기는 없는데. 온기는 없어. 온기는 없는데.
What did he capture here exactly? A strain of hair? You can't really find anything, and after a few minutes moves on high alert of course.
I would have been gone after seeing that.
Mikol notices the sliding door closing, and then an object is moving by, very fast. But what's even more unsettling is this creepy voice that can be heard seconds before. What could this have been? Slightly on edge and contemplating to leave the place, Mikol goes on one last stroll through the empty hallways and might have captured something without even realizing.
Okay.
His viewers pointed out to him that it appeared as if somebody was standing in this room, a dark shadow. However, whatever it was that was looking at Mikol here was missing its legs. Mikol believes it to be the spirit of a lady. Could this be?
Yeah, that could just be someone like a black flannel. I don't know, a black flannel. A jumpsuit that was hanging off of the plastic frame.
What's the story behind her, I wonder?
But given everything else
he's seen, mystery, but it's certain.
Given everything else he's seen, I can at least say that place is in fact haunted.
Certainly a really creepy one. Chris, a young man who takes home surveillance pretty serious, has mounted security cameras all around his home. On his channel, K&G Garbnar, he shares his thoughts with the world, and sometimes even his interesting urban explorations. One night, he decided to visit the abandoned Cooley High School in Detroit, Michigan. The school opened in 1928 and closed its doors for good in 2010. Local tales go into detail about strange ghost sightings within the derelict classrooms and hallways, but nothing ever has really been captured on camera in there. For whatever reason, Chris decided on his nightly exploration to take an old telephone with him as a souvenir that he found mounted to the walls. Thinking nothing of it, he kept it in his living room for display. One day he had his friends over for a little gathering, and then the following transpired.
You can add mods if you want to, Hunter. Well, that looks cool. I'm looking right at it. What? 70, what? 24. No! No! What? No! What? That phone was just plugged in. It rang. That thing's not plugged in. So I answered it. What? Did you that's what I really was? Did you read it? That was the phone! Yeah! What the
Okay, I'm just gonna go on record right here now and say this video is real. Their reactions are too perfect for it to be staged. They seem genuinely surprised and excited by this turn of events.
That's not plugged in! I ripped this out of the wall! That bitch ain't plugged in! Alex! Alex! You found this phone with us and it just rang on the wall!
And indeed, turns out the phone wasn't even plugged in. Yet, it rang, with nobody on the other side of the line. They even opened up that old thing, to see if anything was inside that might have caused this. But no, nothing. What seemed to be a joke at first started to freak Chris out, little by little, every day. His friends convinced him that it might be the best idea to bring it back to where he found it, and he agreed. Some of his friends accompanied him the following night.
And there's the pole right here. Right there, that's the cord. I ripped it out of the wall. Alright, so Julie, take the phone out of the backpack and put it on the wall. It starts ringing.
Make it ring again. Brought it back.
Yeah, we brought it back. Where's that coming from?
Is it one of you? Oh my god. Come on, let's leave.
A second phone was heard in the basement after they had mounted
That's
the original
creepy.
one. However, they didn't find anything, and at a certain point it appeared safe to just leave the
Ghostbusters!
place, maybe for the better. What do you guys think? Was the phone cursed, as some suspect? Or what else was going on down there in the basement of the old Cooley High School? I guess we can just speculate.
For those who wonder after
Thank
this,
you so much for
what
watching,
I'm talking
guys.
about, my buddy Prendo just messaged in the chat, who are you going to call? Alright. Alright. My cat went crazy. Alright, our first one from Chills for the night. 10 scary videos you should never watch in bed.
In bed is not the place to be for watching these scary videos because they will leave you wide awake and unable to sleep. Number 10. A warehouse worker gets wrapped up in some wires and stumbles. His grip loosens at the scariest moment, and he almost dumps a heavy ladder on the head of a person who is looking down on their phone. He doesn't really get out of the way in time, but the ladder turns in midair and thankfully misses him. Ironically, the person was on their phone trying to program the very same security system, which caught his near demise on camera. I'm really glad he's okay, because he was not wearing a helmet and would have gotten seriously messed up. Number 9. Two friends are taking a swim in the clear blue seas. One of them does the backstroke and incidentally saves them both from disaster.
Oh, get in the boat, get in the boat. Look, he's right there. He's right there. What the is that? Get in the boat, get in the boat, get in the boat, get in the boat. Get in the shark right there. No shit. I'm not kidding.
And it wasn't just passing by either. The shark doubles back for a second look, no doubt tracking their scent to the exact area where they just were.
Look at him, he's coming right here. Oh!
Number 8. Two friends struggle to push a boulder off a cliff when a third stands at the bottom to make sure the action is caught on video. I think they were expecting it to drop straight down or something like that, but they are about to learn that gravity works in mysterious ways. It looks like he's about to get it big time, but at 22 seconds the rock bounces at an angle that's barely to the right of where he's standing. There isn't enough time for him to react, and the fact that he's still alive afterwards is little more than random physics and sheer luck. Number 7. A YouTuber named Isaac Telford gathers a group of friends with one goal in mind.
We're exploring an abandoned house.
Haunted or not, they are certain they will be able to go exploring the house without a problem. As they laugh and joke their way from room to room, they start to get the feeling that this house might not be so abandoned after all.
Dude, there's a bed.
Is it made?
Yo, there's a bed.
It's like pillows and everything.
Yeah, hold on, guys.
Abandoned houses don't tend to have perfectly made beds, clothing items are randomly discarded, and create an impression that someone has been staying here for some time.
We should probably... Hey, let's go downstairs.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's try to talk to a ghost, alright? This is the basement, guys. We're gonna go down in it. Alright, let's go, boys.
It looks like mostly random clutter, but seriously, somebody please tell me what's up with the huge pile of shoes. There are shoes of all different sizes, men's and women's, an odd collection to have. It's like they're being kept as trophies. Soon they leave the house and want to go exploring an abandoned nearby prison instead. They pull up to the haunted place and are about to go inside when something bizarre happens.
Okay, hold on. We have a car. Dude, there's never been a car on this road. Hey, maybe we're just gonna drink the car. Oh.
Are they flashing again?
Isaac makes a turn and quickly shuts off his headlights.
Oh my. Dude, I think they saw us.
Return.
Okay, we're gonna take off.
They wait in the darkness and eventually the car passes. It's late at night by now, and Isaac is nervous and tired and makes a wrong turn into a construction yard. That's when they meet up with the mysterious car again. He turns off the camera because getting out of there is more important than getting content. They manage to escape this time, but I have little doubt this was probably the same person living in the old house they explored earlier. They seem to have made an enemy out of this stranger by exploring his house. Hopefully, he isn't planning to one day go exploring their houses in return.
Yeah,
Number
that would be,
6,
that's
the
a scary
Odyssey
thought.
Paranormal Society is a Minnesota-based group of ghost hunters who become close after a number of bizarre and scary shared experiences like this one in May of 2015. While conducting a paranormal investigation at a haunted house, a ghost hunter named Sean makes a request for any spirit to make their presence known.
Wherever you can do, wherever you can manifest your energy with.
Oh.
Two orbs float overhead, followed by a loud noise that makes Sean jump. They get more paranormal evidence that the house is haunted, this time in the basement, when a hideous ghost face appears.
I did see that.
Camera in the window at 2 a.m.
Whoa.
Some kind of light anomaly at the very beginning of this video. That could be an apparition. Light shouldn't be reflecting off of anything in a dark basement, so this is bizarre. And 5 years later, the Odyssey Paranormal Society continues to make ghost hunting videos that are beyond creepy.
Whoa.
They are exploring the second floor of an abandoned home when they stop for a moment to try and communicate with the other side.
Did you make a noise? That was
It doesn't
okay, that was weird.
And it doesn't sound like passing traffic. This is the voice of a ghostly woman screaming her answer to their question from far away. Number 5.
I'm in a two-way tunnel right now, man. If you down now, don't do it! He's moving! He's moving!
A YouTuber named Tristan R is trapped in a tunnel when he sees his worst fear creep across his visor, a spider. There's nowhere to pull over, so now keep one eye on the spider to make sure it doesn't land on him, and one eye on the road to make sure he doesn't cause a pileup. He finally is able to get out and pull his visor down to show us his spider was in fact dangling over his lap by a thread this whole time. It might not look like much to most of you, but for anyone who has a major fear of spiders, it's large enough. He pulls away thinking that he's seen the last of them, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are hundreds more inside.
Okay, welcome back, guys. Ugh. This is becoming annoying. Very annoying. If it's not the camera that's going out, it's my internet having connectivity issues. But we're back, and hopefully we'll be back for the rest of the video. Alright, so I was going to pick it up right where we left off with number 4 on this top 10 of chills.
Fearless Fox X has his bravery put to the test when a creepy stranger returns to his house for a second time in one night. Listen for the scary voice in the background.
Just looking at it, and she was like talking for herself, and she was there for like at least 10 minutes, and then she went to my brother's car, and she's just saying all kinds of crazy stuff and talking to herself.
Camera in hand, he creeps up on the stranger to see what else can be caught on video for all to see.
Wow, this is creeping me out, dude. She's like shaking her head around and moving her arms like she's being possessed.
The closer he gets, the quieter the stranger becomes. The darkness grows still, tense, and he dares not turn on his light.
I'm scared.
Little eye, proud eye, proud eye.
What the
He makes a bold assumption that this person is completely clueless about where he is, but the mysterious figure is more self-aware than any of us could have ever imagined.
She has no idea I'm right behind her.
He decides to go home quick, and we never get a closer look at the mysterious figure in the darkness. Number 3. A YouTube channel from Indonesia called Different Official Nature wants to, in their words, provide insight into the existence of another world. They've gone exploring all over the countryside and have witnessed rare and exotic creatures that border on the impossible. This river, for example, is where they hope to get a water demon caught on camera. The leader of the group lets a connection with nature guide him to the water demon's hiding spot deep in the woods at an area where the river turns into a small path. Grunting behind the rock of a cave entrance is a mysterious creature unlike any that you or I have ever seen before.
My internet was having connectivity issues and it cut off the stream entirely.
The aquatic ape-like creature with long and sharp claws like a bear does not come near them and scrambles back underground when confronted.
Kelihatan berapa penonton? Bentar ya. Hati-hati. Dia posisi marah. Lihat warna tubuhnya.
This could just be a puppet because we never get to see its lower half, but tell me if you think this is real, especially if you happen to be watching from Indonesia.
It's It's either real or, like he said, really good puppetry. It had me convinced.
2. A bizarre sighting caught on video shows what the uploader later describes in Japanese as a mysterious super high-speed flying object zooming across a starless night sky. The object travels as fast as a jet and hangs low without making a sound. This video was taken in the city of Osaka on September 3rd of 2020, and so far I haven't been able to find any separate videos to corroborate his story, but something tells me this is far from an ordinary aircraft. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video YT and tap that pair of extra Gothboy Prince. Number 1. Gothboy Prince is back with a pair of extra creepy dolls caught moving on tape. This paranormal evidence is beyond creepy, and it's downright terrifying.
Try to back up the ramp. Look. No! Bring that camera over here!
He orders the dolls to make the ghost meter move all the way to red. The ghost meter changes color and one of the dolls is caught moving on camera at the same time.
Oh, he moved! Take this!
Look.
I'm scared!
At 17 seconds, a ghost orb appears to move out of the doll's foot while their paranormal equipment continues to go crazy. A final scary moment is when Gothboy Prince wraps his hands around the doll in hopes of provoking a response. It works because the ghost meter keeps blinking until the exact moment he breaks contact, at which point the meter stops moving and stays off. Despite this strange encounter, Gothboy Prince says in the comments that he lets the doll sleep near his bed. I can't tell if he's joking or not, but I guess he isn't afraid of being watched or even potentially possessed. From secret hidden rooms.
That's a creepy thing to think about. Why would you do that? Okay. Alright, moving on to Sir Spooks. 5 scary videos that'll give you goosebumps.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 5 scary videos that'll give you goosebumps. So, let's begin. Just a reminder to go subscribe to my new channel Spooky Hour and turn on the notification bell to make sure you don't miss any new uploads. Link in the description. Soy Ramses is a decently sized YouTube channel that focuses on a man named Ramses, who uploads plenty of content related to the paranormal, various different investigations, and much more. In one video published on January 3rd, 2021,
Looks like that says January 4th.
Ramses ventures out to an eerie haunted cemetery at an unknown location to conduct an investigation. Luckily, or unluckily for Ramses, he got what he wished for. At around the 7-minute mark, Ramses is shining his flashlight in front of him when something startling catches his eye. Take a look.
Como pueden ver, estoy un poco... ¡A la madre! ¿Qué es eso? ¡A la madre! ¡Ay, que me caigo! ¡A la madre! ¡Ay, que me caigo! Dios, 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 Dios.
Later on at 1:30 a.m., Ramses uses a spirit box to attempt to make contact with the dead. What at first sounds like a bunch of static suddenly starts to make sense. The word lakate translates to leave. If the spirit box only said lakate once, then you could potentially brush it off as a fluke. But a few seconds later, it happens again.
Te estoy molestando aquí. ¿Necesitas algo? Te estoy molestando aquí. ¿Necesitas algo? ¿Te estoy molestando? ¿Por qué dijiste mi nombre?
A little later on, while standing in the middle of the cemetery road, he sees something else that chills him to the core. Watch this.
Cuando vino creo que se quedó un poco más adelante de aquí. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¡A la verga! ¡Ay, no, 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 no!
At this point, Ramsey...
Alright, I'm suspicious about that because he reacted before he fixated his light.
is on the verge of leaving, but he isn't 100% done quite yet. He tries to taunt the paranormal entity that is in the cemetery, but something scary happens to him, which causes him to leave the area and not return.
¡Cristo me acompaña! ¡Manifiéstate, maldita bruja! ¡A la madre! ¡Manifiéstate, no seas cobarde! ¡No te tengo miedo! ¡A la madre! ¡No, no, 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 no!
So, what do you think? Was Ramses actually the target of an evil spirit in this cemetery? Was this all a big hoax? Let me know.
I don't know. It all looks so real and convincing, except for that one incident where he reacted to the spirit before he fixated his light. Because I couldn't see anything prior to that. I couldn't see any movement. So yeah, it's like what did he see that made him fixate his light on that area?
In the comments below. In January of 2013, the small channel by the name of Maximum Disclosure uploaded a short but sweet video that seems to document something eerie thanks to night vision footage at somebody's house. The camera footage seems to show us a room with the door hung open for a while, with nothing else of importance happening. But after about 20 seconds or so, we finally see what makes this particular clip so frightening. It almost looks as though some figure of cameras walking straight towards the wall. But once you analyze it, it simply doesn't make sense for many reasons, the biggest of which being how the shadow disappeared in the first place. If I was the homeowner and I woke up to my camera footage showing this, I would be looking into new houses immediately. Let's just hope that this homeowner never had any other, more terrifying paranormal encounters. If you've been watching my channel for some time, you're probably aware of a channel called Dark Ghost Paranormal. They are one of the best paranormal investigation style channels on the internet, and this video is no exception to their quality. In this video, Dark Ghost Paranormal explores an allegedly haunted house. The backstory says that elderly people used to live in the house, and there was frequent paranormal activity that went on there. Most of it came from the basement. At night, they heard talking coming from the basement, noises in the house itself, and a constant sound of somebody trying to open up the basement. They then proceeded to hammer the basement in. At a later date, the residents of the house died, and the house was then inherited by their relatives. But the relatives refused to live in the house, and now it is empty. A house with a backstory that interesting is sure to make for one good exploration video. And it sure does, as you'll see. Just 3 minutes in, we watch footage of a camera placed up high above, when something strange happens in the sink nearby. Then, just 30 seconds or so later, something genuinely terrifying happens.
Сейчас, чуть попозже еще посмотрим.
Друзья, все рушится.
The uploader is filming in one room of the house when he hears something odd coming from one of the other rooms. From this point, he begins to work his way around the house and follow.
What do you even say to that? How can anyone analyze something like that without being biased or skeptical?
While they seem to be finding some peace. Later on, the cameraman proceeds to enter the basement that I mentioned earlier. It's in this basement where the man filming begins to hear some truly scary things that startle him every time. Take a look and have a listen. After this, the man leaves the house and hasn't returned for another investigation, and after watching what happened in this video, who can blame him?
I've been watching scary videos like this for about close to 2 years now. And every once in a while, I'll come across something that genuinely terrifies me. For this episode, that was it. I can't think of any logical reason for all that happening. I can't even say it was an earthquake because it only affected that room. No other part of the house was affected by that.
Clive20278 uploaded this video to his channel in June of 2010 with the description reading, "I was working my usual shift and kept hearing a lot of noise coming from the common room. Thought it was the usual kids again, but when I looked at the tape, I was quite disturbed." So, what exactly happened that day that could have possibly caused Clive to be so frightened? Well, let's have a look and see. As you can see, this is obviously quite strange, and seems like it could potentially be the work of a poltergeist. After all, what else could have caused this to happen if it wasn't a hoax? Clive further states, "That TV was definitely unplugged because it doesn't even have an aerial attached at the moment," further emphasizing the fact that, according to him, this video is not faked. So it begs the question, what did happen that day? I'm curious to hear your theories, so be sure to leave them in the comments down below. In a March 2021 upload, the YouTube channel Paranormies, a channel you should definitely check out, headed on out to the Hangman's Church to conduct yet another investigation at the building. A couple of minutes into the video, one of the crew is discussing to the camera something that happened during the investigation that comes across as very weird and freaky to them. Take a look and see for yourself.
And then I had to quickly run to the get the K2 meter from the truck, and the doll was on the ground, but it was in such a weird position that it looked like it was sitting upright in the door frame. It could have fallen. We did notice a crack in the doll's head, and sometimes I wear headphones when we record just so I can monitor the mic levels. So it could have fallen, but I didn't hear it, and it didn't appear that Jordan had heard it. So that I found strange, but it's kind of take it as you wish.
Once they noticed the doll on the ground, this happens.
I'll be right here. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Huh? What's up? This doll is on the ground.
And apparently someone heard.
What's up? Yeah. Whoa. Huh?
I heard it, Alfaro.
This doll is on the ground.
What the heck? Leave her alone.
Did you hear that?
Cats are fighting.
I heard something like from the stairwell or
I
something.
swear, yeah, obviously it was right there.
Was it like on the edge of the table or something?
Despite the creepy events that they have already been subjected to, the crew persists and moves into the bell room and discuss what they are about to do, a sensory deprivation test, when something suddenly diverts their attention.
Okay, well obviously you're doing the sensory deprivation then. I'm not gonna do it. What the was that?
I definitely did just move on to somewhere.
Once they are actually doing the sensory deprivation, the man behind the camera begins to talk to the potential spirit in the room and brings up the creepy backstory of the church, and it seems as though he gets at least some sort of a response. Thankfully, the man performing sensory deprivation is okay and doesn't get his hat moved like he did last time.
Okay, so he clearly
isn't anywhere near this bell. Is your name Louisa?
Me.
Me.
No.
Did you have any of the...
Got you.
Got you. Did you...
One.
Were you the mother of any of the kids that died here? We know that there was 14 kids that passed away in a short period of time here. A lot of them were due to a fire. Is that true?
Really long.
After they do this, they move into another area of the church to try to make contact with spirits nearby, which sets off a domino effect of insanity.
Were you trying to move it to yes, or to spell your name?
Of course, they use one of those boards again.
Holy shit.
Okay, don't let go. Did you feel
What the fuck happened?
the thing fell? That thing fell.
Yeah, but why did it fucking fall?
I never saw the light, and Jordan says as well, he never saw the motion light going off. But if you watch closely, it looks like an entity of some sort is moving past the motion light, setting it off, knocking the picture down, and then with one of our static cameras, you can see what I believe is a shadow at least moving across from right to left of the screen.
There's something over there. It's like it's everywhere in this place.
At this point, the paranormies know that they cannot stay too much longer, as they are already being subjected to tons of creepy things. They want to stay a bit longer, but then they hear something that makes them change their mind and leave.
Get off.
Yeah, I
Get off.
now.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I kind of
Because the Hangman's Church is so haunted and so interesting, I wouldn't be surprised if the paranormies head back there sometime in the future to do a part 3. But if they do, let's hope that they are prepared to once again face the angry spirits inside. And that was 5 scary videos that will give you goosebumps. I hope you
They were
enjoyed the
dumb enough to
video,
bring a
and if
wiki
you
board,
did,
so
then
can't really say I blame. Can't really say that they didn't deserve it. All right,
Scary video.
All right, last video of the night. Chills 16 scary videos that really need explaining.
Scary videos have been on the rise, and these ones are especially freaky. Number 16. A YouTuber named Braveburn is by himself checking out an old abandoned house rotting in the forest. Behind a creepy mold-covered door and down some old wooden steps, he finds a basement that looks far from safe. He pokes around downstairs for less than a minute before he finds a false sense of wall that leads to a lonesome hidden room. Soon he comes across a bunch of miscellaneous extension cords, tangled together on a broken bench. Why anyone would need that much power to this tiny room is anyone's guess. It's almost like someone was being kept down here, possibly against their will. Brave Burns shines a flashlight down a narrow square hole and chances upon a tuft of golden straw-like material. I'm really hoping that this is insulation and not human hair. He quickly leaves without checking, so I guess we'll never find out. Number 15. Todd Peterson has been experiencing some paranormal activity in his doorway, so he decides to try and see if he can record it on camera. When he locks his bedroom door, you can clearly see that there is no string attached to the lock. The door does not open easily and requires some force to push. He takes 4 large steps away from the door and holds the camera steady. Just when he is starting to give up hope, he finally gets the evidence he needs to prove he hasn't lost his mind. The entire video is less than a minute long and has absolutely no editing. There's just no way to fake this video in my opinion, but if you think you have an alternative explanation, please let me hear it. Number 14. Poncho is patrolling his campus as a security guard when he and his partner see some strange activity coming through the window. The lights are flashing on and off at the same time in every last room on the first floor. It looks like they are standing outside documenting the event instead of rushing straight in. And you know what? I don't blame them, because I would definitely wait for backup if I saw this too. Or maybe I would try to find some non-haunted places to work at instead. Number 13. A TikTok user named He Watches When I Sleep records a ghost wailing up and down his street in the middle of the night. He lives in the southwest and is sure it is the spirit of La Llorona, the vengeful spirit who hovers over water late at night. You can hear some other dogs in the background though, so I'm wondering if this was just a really old dog trying to howl.
That doesn't sound like a dog I know of.
Do you hear that?
Aries Safari 13 and their friend hear a mysterious knocking on the door of the laundry room. Listen again.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that?
That's not a washing machine, that's knocking. They go to the door and there's nothing there as far as I can tell, but that doesn't mean there isn't a ghost in the hallway haunting them. When they go up to the door, it stops, but that just makes this TikTok video even scarier in my opinion, because it's like the ghost is messing with them. Number 11. Amber sees a ghost on TikTok while using a new ghost hunting tool called Reality Ripple. It's a TikTok filter that creates psychedelic colors around people in the paranormal as well. Soon colors flash when no one is there, and it looks like a ghost is in the hall with Amber and her friend. It happens for a few seconds and then it's gone, or so they think. A part of the corner remains an odd color and stays with them like a ghost is lingering nearby.
What was that?
It's right there. You can see it in the corner. Oh my. Right there. Do you see it? Yes. Okay, we're gonna go pee.
Okay. Stay here.
Sometime later, Amber is by herself when a passing chill leaves her legs freezing cold. She opens TikTok, and when she looks up, a wave of energy ripples through her and registers on the chair as a shadow person.
It feels like my leg is ice cold right now. Like I already got up earlier because it felt like something was like ice cold laying on my legs.
Not only do I see the legs, but I can see the head and maybe even a scary face too.
I cannot.
Number 10. You can expect to see a lot of new scary doll videos on TikTok because the Reality Ripple has made it easy to separate the haunted dolls from normal ones.
So y'all, today I decided to go into a thrift store to see if any of there was haunted, and check this out. Oh, no.
This doll looks no different than the 8 other dolls around it, and yet it glows with a faint orange hue to indicate that it's cursed. If the reality ripple was simply a face scanning filter, then I see at least 2 other dolls that should have set it off. Instead, this filter must be tracking something else, perhaps an electromagnetic energy of some kind. Number 9. 2 friends unlock the door to an unfinished attic and step inside. Their single flashlight briefly shines across a mattress that nearly takes up the entire space. As they ponder what all of this means, a force pushes them over and the room goes dark. When the flashlight kicks back on, one of them gets off the ground on unsteady feet.
What's wrong? Just go. What? Just go. Go?
I think there's a possibility they could be acting. But then again, maybe a spirit is bound to the mattress and doesn't take kindly to intruders. Number 8. Ashley uses the reality ripple in her room and realizes one of her dolls is haunted. She is able to see a little ghost attached to the doll itself. In this still picture, you can see her blonde hair and also kind of see a scary face on the ghost girl as well. A haunting expression permanently locked in a scream. Number 7. Mina is making a TikTok video home alone when the door behind mysteriously creaks open to reveal an empty room on the other side. You can see she looks slightly confused but not scared as she turns around and then back again. This looks like a paranormal video at first, but look again, follow the top of the door, and you'll see that it's slightly ajar at the very beginning of the video, so this is probably just a draft blowing it open the rest of the way. Number 6. Adrian is eating dinner at home when a creepy hand with long slender fingers reaches up to his window. The video stops right before the creature pulls the curtain to reveal itself to the unsuspecting family. Before the monster reaches its hand out, you can kind of see that its silhouette is about the size of a normal person. So while this TikTok video is creepy, I doubt it's real. Number 5. JB records paranormal activity on TikTok when his car door opens by itself and an orb appears. The car door opens even wider and then you see a black orb fly past. It seems like it could be paranormal until you look at the trees blowing and realize the car door probably blew open because it was a windy day. The first orb was probably a lens flare coming off from the car door, and the second black orb looks like the shadow of a bird flying by. So while over 6,000 people are saying this is a scary video, I would agree unless you look a little more closely a second time. Number 4. A son who is too young to tell time keeps coming into his parents' room at 3 a.m. to tell them that something is in the room with him. They think it's weird, so they set up cameras all around the house, and sure enough, at 3 a.m. they catch these broad, scary faces that lean in and look directly at the camera. I'm really hoping that this is a mask, but without a closer video, we will never know for sure. Number 3. This door manages to stay open for 5 full seconds before slowly swinging shut for some reason, and I want to know why. It's a lightweight door, so maybe his house isn't level, and that's why his door is shutting like that. Or maybe I just don't want to believe that his house is haunted after all. So is this an unlevel house or something paranormal? Number 2. Earl Quest is certain that his mirror and his house is haunted because he is always seeing weird things in it out of the corner of his eye. Finally, one day he's had enough and decides to simply record behind him to figure out once and for all what exactly his haunting mirror is trying to show him. Imagine his surprise when his own reflection turns around.
Okay, that's editing. This right here is a still image of him looking at the camera. That's a still image of him. It doesn't move or blink at all.
haunting mirror is trying to show him. Imagine his surprise when his own reflection turns around,
and even more
actually trying to show behind him to figure out once and for all what it decides in it at his mirror normal. Number 2, Earl Quest.
Alright, look like right here. Right here. You can see movement from his hair locks appear like off to the corner of his face right here. It's very brief, but they're clear to see.
West is certain that his mirror and his house is haunted because he is always seeing weird things
Yeah, this is
out
editing.
of the corner of his eye. Finally, one day he's had enough and decides to simply record behind him to figure out once and for all what exactly his haunting mirror is trying to show him. Imagine his surprise when his own reflection turns around. Actually, he isn't surprised at all. And that seems like the strangest thing about this video when you think about it. Most people would drop the camera and run screaming if they saw this, but he just keeps the same face like it's no big deal, which doesn't sound like a realistic reaction to me. This TikTok video, while scary, must not be real because he doesn't even so much as look back at his reflection. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe? Number 1. Bell Tower Bat lives in a haunted hotel that's built upon a series of tunnels that are haunted as well. So she decides to go ghost hunting with the TikTok app and see what reality Ripple shows her. The first thing she notices are a couple antique bottles that seem to have a ghost attached to them. It's an all-black aura that is far different from the psychedelic colors that are usually displayed. Now it's time to leave her room and see what else her ghost hunting app has to show her. She doesn't see anything for the rest of the video until she gets to the very last haunted hallway. A ghostly shadow figure looks at her down the hall and sends her the other way. The reality Ripple is still on, so if this was a living person, it should be an orange or purple color. Instead, the shadow person is devoid of color, so either this video was edited, or else it's a real ghost sighting on TikTok. In bed is not the place to be for
Yeah, that's kind of what I gather on that one too. I'm a bit 50-50 on it. But thank you guys so much for watching. This has been another pretty good this time. Saturday Night Scares. Other than the 2 times I had to restart the stream and all that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clip all 3 videos and edit them into one, so that way you guys don't have to keep coming back and forth between videos and all that. But thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, give this video a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one.